Hey, what's up, everybody? Graham Elwood here, political vigilante, doing my kind of travel series, asking comedians and people I've met, why did you leave? I'm here with Canadian comedian Brian Aylward. We met here in, you can see there's downtown Bangkok. It's another beautiful day here, very hot, of course. The humidity makes my hair freak out. We're always
43
sweating.
degrees, man.
It's nuts.
It's like I ate a handful of bird's eye chilies, man. It's whatever.
So I wanted to ask, my question is, you know, it's sort of, what's everybody's origin story? What brought you to Asia? You know, you grew up in a small town in Eastern Canada, and tell everybody your whole story. What brought you out to Asia? When did you start?
I was born in 1974.
Wow.
No, man, Asia for me, I was living in Canada. It was like 2003. Broke up with my missus. You know how that goes, right? And wasn't sure what my next move wanted to be. I was working on the oil rigs at the time. I was a roughneck. Yeah, I don't know if you know that. It was brutal. And I was like, this ain't what I want to do, man. But I remember that when I was in university, there was a group of people that came and they were hiring a lot of English teachers at the time. That was the boom era, right? And so I remembered that. I was like, I got to check into that English teaching thing again. And at the time, South Korea was hiring everybody. So they would literally like pay for your flight, pay for your place to stay, pay you a monthly salary, pay into your pension, everything. It was a really good gig.
Wow.
But I didn't have any clue really about Asia. I'd never been. I just wanted to get, the hell out of Dodge. And I said, screw it, I'll apply. And I applied to a job, and I got a job in Yangyang, South Korea. And
this is the thing I love about comedians, but also just the expat mentality. Everybody had some crazy job or life back home, like roughneck, fucking oil rig, and then, no, I'm going to teach English in South Korea.
Yeah, because that's all you needed was a degree.
Right.
And the ability to walk upright. And that's it. You're an expert. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it was, it's freaking out to think about it because past 23 years I've been in Asia for 14. So I did 7 in Korea, and this is my 7th year in Thailand. And I've been all over Asia, like 35 countries or something. Wow. Travel heavy. So, yeah, I had no idea, man, what I was getting into. I just wanted to give it a go, and it worked out.
And what was that culture shock like coming from not only Canada? It's not like you came from Vancouver or something. You came from a very small town.
Yeah, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland, Canada. Small, yeah, it's like a city, but it's not like 20,000 people, 25,000 people. Just outside St. John's, which is like the oldest city in North America. We're right on the coastline there in the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, the culture shock, man. I mean, it's Korea, so it was a lot because at the time, there wasn't a whole lot of Koreans speaking English, so there was a lot of pantomiming going on. Koreans are very forward. They'll come up to you just like, "Why are you a fat?" Just ask you why you're fat. I'm like, who are you? Complete stranger. You know what I mean? Like, childhood trauma and crippling addiction to sugar, if you must know, sir. And I would do stuff like bakbagi means bald in Korea. And I would you sit down sometimes in the restaurants in Korea on the floor, and you'd be eating, and some drunk man, right? Because Koreans get fucked up. Drunk man would come over and hit my head like, bakbagi, bakbagi. I'm like, who are you? Stop smacking my head, man. And so stuff.
Why are you fat?
Why are you a fat? You're a very fat man. And I'm like, you're a very rude man. It was just. I love Korea though, man. I love the Koreans are hardcore, man. They work hard, they play hard. Biggest drinking culture I've ever seen, and I come from Newfoundland. We go pretty hard.
That's saying something.
Yeah, man.
A small town Canadian saying Koreans drink hard is...
It's unbelievable. Soju, I think soju, the 2 main brands of soju are the highest selling booze in the world by far. I think Jack Daniels is a distant third.
Wow.
They sell billions of bottles. Yeah, and it's if you ever had soju, you get a bottle back then you could get a bottle in the grocery store for 70 cents. And 2 of those bottles would put you in a place. Soju mashiseyo.
Why are you fat?
Why are you fat, man? And they would think I was American a lot, so they were like, Weguk, miwa, Weguk. Or no, wasn't it Miguk, miwa? I hate Americans, because there's 35,000 soldiers stationed in Seoul. Right, they have the Yongsan military base, and they have a bunch of bases around Korea. So, and you know, I look like this, they'd assume, you know, that I was American a lot, and they're not big fans of American, so they would just tell you, like, I hate Americans. You're like, have a nice day.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. I'm fat and you hate me. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
that was 23 years ago. I can't imagine what they think now. Yeah. But it was, yeah, man, it was a culture shock, but it was awesome. I mean, Korea was so, what it was kind of an extension of college, because you could still, like, you met all these like-minded people, all these travelers that, you know, kind of wanted to extend their adventure, and like, but you could still make money. Like, you know, you could save money. You know, the job was like, I never taught before, but I coached a lot. I mean, I've taught a little bit, like, but not officially. Like, I have a degree in, you know, psychology, community studies. But
That's not a real degree.
no, right. But you didn't have to have that. You just had to have a degree. And yeah, man, I loved it though. I love teaching, like, because I at least knew how to, like, keep them calm, disciplined, because I coached, so I knew how to take care of kids. But they didn't give a shit.
What age were they?
Anywhere from like 4 to like adults. Like, I did 4, because you would do a lot of tutoring back then in Korea. Oh yeah, I had 4-year-olds, man. And actually, because in Korea, when you're born, you're 1. That's a thing a lot of people don't know. Like, you're 1 year old when you're born. So actually, kindergartners are actually 4. Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So you get them 4. I mean, they don't know. They don't even know Korean. You know, they barely know Korean. You got to teach them English. So it was fun, man. I was lucky. I met some really good people. The lady who, the first school I went to, she was actually married to a Newfoundlander. Like, what are the chances? And she wanted to meet me and hire me. And I was thinking, if she's married to a Newfoundlander, she must know, right, how we feel, and like how we're kind of fish out of water over here, and how it can be intimidating. And hi, Jenny. And by the way, yeah, that's not her real name. I can't remember her Korean name. They're all Jenny or Sarahs. Every Korean is a Jenny or a Sarah or a Sally. Yeah, man, she was just sweet. And so I just took the job, and it worked out. So I got lucky. I worked for 3 different schools, and they were all good schools. And just got lucky. And yeah, that was it. No more roughnecking for me.
And then when did stand-up start?
Stand-up for me was November 11th, 2005. So I went to Korea in December. I actually went right after Christmas. I was in, well, actually, this is pretty funny. So I'd gotten a job at a school, and then they wanted to talk to me. And I was about to leave, like I was waiting for my flight. They put, they send you a flight to your inbox or whatever. And then they messaged me, and we have a talk on the phone, and they were like, your passport. I'm like, yes, my passport. They go, you are 191 centimeters. And talking about what, and they were like, I'm like, yeah. And they go, oh, too scary. And they canceled the job. Yeah, and I was devastated, because at the time, like, my money was running low. I just wanted to get out of Canada. And at the time, it took like a month or 2 for these processes to work out to get the job. And I was like, what do you mean I'm too scary? You had my passport for 3 weeks. And anyway, they canceled it, and I had to go back to scratch and apply all over again. And I almost didn't. I almost gave up on it. But I did, and I got lucky. And I went to Yangyang.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. South Korea, which is up, there's a Sokcho is like the beach area in Korea. It's up in South Korea. It's like northern South Korea. And so in the summertime, it's beautiful. But I went there right after Christmas in the winter. Like, I went there between Christmas and New Year. That's how bad I wanted to get out of Dodge. And it was freezing. There was like 4 foreigners, I think, in the whole town. We didn't even talk to each other, know each other. It was just weird. It was intense, man. It was intense. I didn't stay there very long. I stayed there for 6 months because it was just too much. I was too isolated. And yeah, and it was just a lot. And then I just wanted to go to Seoul. And then I got my ass to Seoul, and I stayed in Seoul for 6 years.
And when did you do stand-up, though?
Oh, yeah, stand-up.
Answer the fucking question.
Hey,
Jesus.
what kind of show is this? Why are you rude? Very rude, man. You say to me. So yeah, so I went there, December 2023, so 2 years later almost, November 25. I always wanted to do stand-up, right? But I grew up in Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. We didn't have any stand-up comedy. We had a sketch group that are very great, like Codco, but no stand-up. You know, that was what people in Toronto did, or what Americans did. So I used to watch Letterman all the time, love it. So it was always in the back of my head, but I didn't know how to go about it. I was ultimately terrified. I didn't know what to do. So then I get there, and I used to keep talking about it to my ex, like, man, I want to do stand-up, but I'm in Korea, where do you do it? And she used to smoke at the time, and she was just getting sick of me talking about it. And she's like, if I quit smoking for a month, you got to do stand-up. And I was like, cool. But in my head, I literally thought, like, she's not going to be able to quit. So this is a safe bet. And she did. And I was like, fuck. All right. Like, that's how I felt at the time, man. I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I didn't want to do. Oh,
the rubber hits the road.
man.
Right? And then, so I was like, okay. And there was a bar called Roxin's. It was in Anyang, South Korea, like suburban satellite city of Seoul. And Friday nights used to be rowdy. Used to be a bunch of Marines, a bunch of teachers, a bunch of expats just getting fucked up off $2 OB beer and soju and shit. And they used to have an open mic. And I was like, I guess I'll go. And luckily I had a good group of friends at the time. There were about 15 or 20 of them. They all came, which is horrible, as you know. Like my
that's
first
the
time.
worst.
I don't want you to come now.
Oh, and you think it's a good idea when you start it. It's a horrible idea.
Horrible. And they all sat up front.
Oh.
And they were so nice. So nice. But I was like, what the? And I did it. And I was supposed to do 7 minutes. I did 14. And I literally remember, like, after I did it, like, it went okay. I got heckled bad by some Marine dude, and I handled it pretty good. But, I mean, I wasn't good. I was like a Bill Hicks wannabe. I was just like an angry little vessel. And but I remember getting off stage going, I'm doing it. I literally did. And I was 31. I started late. And I told my ex, I'm like, oh, we're moving to Toronto. And we moved to Toronto 2 weeks later. Yeah, I just knew it, man. I just had, like, it was about getting over that hump, like, because it wasn't nowhere near as scary as I thought it was. And here's the funny thing. I was home last year, and my mother goes to me, she goes, I found something in your room. Like, what is this? And it was a DVD of that night. I forgot all about it. So someone videotaped it that I'd forgotten about, transferred it to DVD I'd forgotten about, because it had November 11, 2025 on it. And I was like, that's what? And it's me just eating bags of dicks in a room getting yelled at by Marines.
Oh, my first time doing stand-up was on my YouTube channel. I was 18. As a freshman in college. It's
brutal.
It's brutal.
It's brutal. Actually, a lot of times they say sometimes the first time goes well, the second time goes bad. That's a common story.
Yeah, well, yeah, the first time. I always say, too, and I always see young comics, you know, and maybe their friends will come to the first 2, maybe 3 open mics. And then I'm like, there's always that show when everybody from the fucking Banana Republic or wherever you work don't show up, and then you get to really get to see where you're at.
Then it gets real.
You do, and you always see those 2 of the, this is easy, it's crushing. And no,
crushing.
Crushing. Oh,
The word crushing.
you're crushing.
You're crushing.
I was
Crushing your soul.
The young comic delusion. My favorite story about that is this comic, Lord Corrett, very funny comic out of San Francisco, and he tells the story. He was working with a young guy.
Sounds like a black dude with a hat.
He should be. He's a white dude, had just beautiful head of hair. Lord Corrett has just beautiful hair. I worked with him in Chicago a million years ago. Very funny guy. And was like one of these road headliners. He started young. He was really good. He had just a polished pro act. And he was working some show, and there was a real young guy who was the MC. And before the show, he's like, man, I got 2 hours of material, and I don't know.
That guy.
Yeah. And normally I should be headlining. Goes on stage for 15 minutes and eats it hard.
They're all the same.
They're all the same. Well, this is why I love it, because it's like, you'll learn. It's like,
well, that's it, man.
You'll learn. And then this kid sits down at the bar, and Lord's a pretty nice guy. He's not a confrontational guy. And this kid sits down just dejected, and Lord goes, probably should have done the second hour.
Perfect. Man, you know how it is, though? It's weird how any of us get through it in the beginning.
I know.
I think about this sometimes when I'm talking to other comics, like, you know, because it's so bad, and you're so bad, and like you eat shit, and then you go, see you tomorrow. Because I remember being in Toronto, because Toronto is one of the meccas of comedy in the world. It's great comics, and like, I'd be so intimidated, and I was 31, so I was like, I wasn't young, and I would go to the, I actually moved, it was kind of serendipitous, I moved to Greektown in Toronto, and there was a bar up the street, it was a Greek bar, but it said, half Greek, half Newfoundland restaurant where I'm from. I'm like, I hadn't even heard these words before. What does that mean?
What is
you know what I mean? Like, what is like
souvlaki and seal flipper pie?
Like, what you know what I mean? Like, what? Yeah, exactly.
Turn up tzatziki.
Yeah, like, what is this? And I went in, it was just this old, shitty bar. I forget the name of it now. But it was a great bar. It was one of those old bars you could smell the draft beer on the floor. But they had an amazing open mic. And they used to have a thing every Wednesday, like rent for rent. You could rent, and if you win, you get some money for your rent. But all the comics who used to go were like killers in Toronto. And I sucked, and I would go. And I was so intimidated. I remember walking around the building, lots of time convincing myself to go in, because I would go there and I was just so scared. I was like, walk around. It's like the other part of me trying to convince myself to go home. Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You're 31. Like, grow up, right? But whatever reason, man, I go in, and there was a woman, Joanna Downey. She hosted it. She's no longer with us. She's awesome. She was really nice to me, and I'd go there for months and months. No one spoke to me for months. Like,
Yeah.
Toronto's ruthless, and
Nobody spoke to me when I started doing open mics in college, and
yeah,
it's
right.
one of those things I look back and I'm sort of the same way. Like, and nobody started speaking until I finally got funny, and it's like you got to earn it, man. That's my thing. Like, if I don't remember one of your jokes, and we've done shows together,
yeah,
I ain't remembering your name.
no, it's brutal, man.
Sorry,
It's brutal.
Sorry.
Yeah, I get that. Because I remember the first time there was a
I'll be nice. I'm
yeah,
polite.
me too. I'm nice, but yeah,
But it's like I don't know your name.
we don't need to be friends.
Yeah, you're not funny.
Yeah. I remember there's a guy, Gavin Stevens, really funny Canadian comic, and I'd been going there for months and months and months to this bar. God, I forget the name, but whatever. And I had some joke about how how different ethnic groups smell differently, and I just had a joke about white people's smells. I can't even remember. It was just some foolish shit. And then I got off stage, and he came over to me, and goes, "Man, that's really funny." And he bought me a beer. And then Joanna said, "Hey, why don't you come in the back?" And, ushered me back in the, with the comedians. And that was the moment where I'm like, all right, they're talking to me.
Yes. I remember I had an open mic at Laughs. I was 18. I started doing stand-up when I was a freshman in college at University of Arizona. And I started going to the open mic at Laughs, which was a Tuesday night. It was way outside of campus, so I didn't have a car. Sometimes I have to get rides. Sometimes I ride my bike. I had a fake ID to get in there. And I'd go up 11 o'clock, 11:30 on a Tuesday night. I'd go up 19th or whatever, and I would eat it and eat it and eat it, and nobody would talk to me. And then one night, I stopped trying to be what I thought a comic should do.
Right.
And I ranted, and I got pissed.
We're yourself.
And I was myself, and then all the comics started laughing in the back of the room, and they
felt the real.
And some of those guys I'm still friends with today.
Yeah, man, it's I don't know if it's like that now because I'm so far removed from the scene. Like, like I obviously still do stand up, but like I'm not engaged like I used to be. But I don't know how younger comics treat each other now. I don't know. But back then, it was ruthless.
If you weren't funny, it was like if you weren't funny. But once you proved funny, you suddenly, like, these doors opened up for you. Suddenly, I remember I started getting funnier, and the guy that would set the Tuesday up, all of a sudden, I remember I had a show like that and a couple of those in a row, and all of a sudden I show up on a Tuesday night, and he's like, "All right, Graham, you're going fourth," and I was like,
"Ooh,
I'm going up before 9?
Right.
Okay, fuck."
Yeah, man.
And it was like, okay. I was like, all right. And then I got to open up for some name comics that were headlining on campus. That's when things really broke open for me, because I was opening up in front of like 1,000 people on campus. I was getting access to shows that I wouldn't.
Huge.
And that was like when it changed. So let me ask you this.
That was huge.
So you started doing stand-up in Korea, and then you were kind of going back and forth, and you moved to Toronto. Then what made you decide to, like, I'm moving to Asia?
Right. So then I went back to Toronto, and kind of cut my chops. And what I did was, allegedly, sports jerseys were huge at the time. And I had a hookup. So I got hundreds of these sports jerseys, and I sent them home, allegedly. And
Comics always got to hustle.
I'm a hustler, man. But like, this was a big thing, and I was big into sports. I played ball in college.
Sure.
Right. I still had connections with a lot of my former teammates, and I bought 400 jerseys, and I had a hookup where you can get them for like $9, $12, whatever. And like these were like Mitchell and Ness stuff. This is stuff that was selling in the stores for like $300, $400 a jersey, right? And I know some American guys made a fortune. Like guys had connections to swap meets and stuff, like in the big, American cities. I mean, guys would be dragging garbage bags. You'd have to bring an extra friend to help you carry it to the car. It was so heavy.
So you'd buy these in Korea? And
Bought them in Korea, sent them home, allegedly. And then because I knew that I was 31, like I was smart enough to know that like I need to get at this. Like I can't do this once a week, twice a week. I'm already behind the 8 ball kind of thing. And so I sold the jerseys, and I didn't have to get a job for like 11 months. I lived off jersey money. And because what I do, I had the boys over to the house. It was like girls with shoes, man. I just take the jerseys, throw them on the floor. The guys would go crazy. It'd be like Michael Jordan High School, right? It'd be like O.J. Simpson USC. Like I had the best jerseys too. Like you name a jersey, I had it. And I'm a big sports freak, so I found the most unique ones. I would sell them as sets, like be Larry Bird's high school jersey, like Spring Valley, Indiana State, both colors, Boston, both colors, and the All-Star, both colors, as a set. Right.
I'd buy the shit out of that.
Right. So I was.
I'd buy Jordan's North Carolina jersey.
So I was just hustling those, and then and I did like almost 300 mics that year. I just went crazy. I was out every single night, just learning, really learning, just kind of. And again, no one spoke to me. I was just in the back of rooms, just learning, watching really good comics. And I sucked too, man. It took me a long time to get. I mean, I think it took me 3 or 4 years to get 10 minutes. That's what it felt like. Like 10 minutes where I was like, I could say like, I'm pretty funny for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I was just taking swings for 3 years. And then I got married to my ex. And then we're home. And then, you know, you get married and you're thinking, you know, you need to make some money and get some money and stuff. And then we're thinking, hey, we go to Korea. They're still there. And at the time it was, you know, it was a good situation. So we're like, screw it. We'll go back to Korea, kind of make some money, get out of this kind of Western world kind of thing. And then, so that was 2007. 2008-ish, whatever. So 2009 I started, so I said, there got to be more people like me, because I'm just a guy that wants to do stand-up. There has to be people like me. I'd done it in 2005, done it in Toronto. So then I went to this bar. It was called Rocky Mountain Tavern in ETH Wallet, which is like the hub in central Seoul, right? And great guys, ended up becoming good friends of mine. And I told them, hey, you want to do a show once a month on a Thursday? Call it Stand Up Seoul. Got myself a little logo, announced it, and this is back like what, 2009. So like it wasn't even heavy online stuff then. You know, it was just when people were just getting on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
And but you know, I was out and about then and a young guy, so you know, I'd met a lot of people, knew a lot of people, and it just word of mouth. And almost right away, I think the first show we had like 50 people there, 8 people went up. Everyone sucked, but at least they were whatever. But then all of a sudden, like this woman comes and she's pretty funny. This guy comes. All of a sudden, we got 4 or 5 people who were the funny people found themselves, or found each other, right? And we kept going, and we did it, and it became a huge thing, man. We would do shows every month, pack the place, and this is back when, you know, Korea was, you know, the heyday of Korea. Pack the place, party, drink our faces off, have such a good time. And then we started traveling all over the country. I mean, I played 150 venues around Korea.
No way.
Yeah, man, I went everywhere.
Wow.
Like every city that would have me. Because at the time, the expat community was really big, so there was teachers everywhere. The teacher community was massive. There were thousands, tens of thousands.
Starving
maybe.
for shows.
Yeah, they were just wanting a piece of home. So anybody that could, you know, play, you know, Wonderwall on a guitar or tell a knock-knock joke, they were like, this is just like home. And so I would just set it up. Hey, you want me to come down? So I go down and do my shitty 20 minutes. But people were really nice to me, man. Just kept me going. I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And yeah, and that was it. That's what got me going. And then I met, you know, some legit funny people. And what's funny, from that little scene we created, because like I pioneered that in like 2009, like there's 4 or 5 people now who are, you know, professional or semi-professional comedians still doing it. Yeah, still being creative. So it was pretty cool. And we were all like, intertwined with the musicians too. Like I was the only comic for like a year. So I would go to these, you know, open mics, but it would be me. There was this Russian accordion player. I forget his name.
Playing Wonderwall.
Yeah, yes, Tim something. I still see him. He's still going. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And like poets. Yeah, man. And it was like, and I was so intimidated and uncomfortable, but everyone was so nice to me. Honestly, if they weren't nice to me, I would have quit.
Yeah.
I would have quit for sure, because my anxiety was on bust, and these people just let me do my thing, and I suck, bro. Like I would go up, like you said, like go up at 12 o'clock after midnight, after a rock band, like the guys on top of the pool table, like, okay, next, hi. Brian from Canada. I'm like, hey guys, some baby names are crazy. You know,
fuck you.
And it's like crazy what you do in your mind, because like I kept doing it.
Yeah.
And I just kept going. And then, same thing with me. I opened up for a couple of bigger comics, and then that kind of put me in front of some people. I can't even remember what the shows were, but then I started bringing over some comics. You know Tom Cotter? Tom Cotter? So Tom Cotter came over. He was great. Ted Alexandro. Dwayne Perkins.
I know Dwayne.
All these guys, they would start coming over. Kalkanane, they would come over to Korea. We'd host them, and then we started like build up a pretty big reputation, man. It was pretty awesome. And then Mad About Comedy, the main guy is Eamon Sadler. He's based out of Jakarta. They had a thing going on at the time. There was a lot of comedy happening in Malaysia and Singapore, and they'd fly you over. So at the time, I remember saying to them, like, they would fly me over, put me up in a hotel, basically take care of me, and I wouldn't even get paid. It would just be like, because I suck. I was like, just let me try. I'm like 4 years in, and then I would go over and do a show in Singapore, do a show in Malaysia. And I kept going and going and going, getting better, and just kept going. Wow. And now I think I performed in like 24 countries in Asia or something.
That's awesome.
I've been to Singapore like 15 times, kind of thing. Like, and again, I don't know how it all happened. I just didn't stop.
Right.
Like I couldn't explain to you how I did it.
And you were sort of you were trailblazing in terms of like English-speaking comics doing shows for expats in Asia. I mean,
yeah. But I wasn't aware of that. Like, I mean, I was, but I wasn't. It was more desperation because I wanted to do it because it was kind of self-serving because it's more like I need places to perform. There has to be other people like me, and there were other people like, yeah, I'll give it a go. And we would do. I remember doing shows in Korea, man. Like, you go out at a bar, you set up. And you'd be like, okay, guys, we're gonna start the show. They're like, show? They didn't even know there was a show. And you're like, oh no. You're just interrupting drunks at a bar.
We were listening to music.
Yeah.
This was fun.
No. Turn it off. I have a great baby joke.
Oh, when you force comedy, it is the absolute worst.
The worst.
When people are like sitting there drinking and then they're like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And then I get lucky because then a lot of Americans were in Korea, so then I started getting some shows on the base, on the military bases.
There you go.
Get connected with them, and then it kind of get better. So yeah, it just got better. But that's.
And now, so now you're like living out here, and what do you feel about like living out here? Do you have any desire to move back to Canada or anywhere in the West? Are you kind of done? Like, I'm in Asia for good?
I'm done with the West, man.
Yeah.
I mean, for what? With the West is not what people are putting on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. People are not doing well. Yeah. It's a fact. And like, I wouldn't be doing well if I'm home. It's too expensive, man.
Yeah, it's
like
so stressful.
A pound of tomatoes in my hometown is $7.
Yep. Like,
what are we doing? And so it's like, I love home. Like, where I come from is a very unique place. I love it. It's expensive as hell. I love Asia too. I've been here now a long time. I love Asia. I love adventure. I love traveling. I just want to keep going, go to countries I haven't seen. So that's kind of my buzz. I like traveling a lot. I'm not saying never go back, like never say never, but like I'm no desire right now. I'm not against it. There's a few places in Canada I would live. Halifax. I would live in Newfoundland, where I'm from. But right now, no. There's way more opportunity over here. Now. You've been here for a little bit. Like and stuff happens here so fast. So what blows my mind now when I go home, like something here that you can do or get done in 3 days takes 4 weeks home. Right? It's like, oh, like Sheila, she's not in the office right now, but I'll tell Tim to tell her to call you. And you're like, what? It's just so outdated the way people do things a lot of ways. That really frustrates me, is because you can't keep up with the pace of Asia. It's Asia. You know what I mean?
Moves quick.
So, nothing. I go home every year. I love going home. I love Canada. It's an amazing country, but I love traveling, man. I'm actually thinking about maybe moving to South America. Something different.
South America's a whole nother vibe, too.
That's what I'm thinking. I was saying to my wife, like, it's a whole other vibe we're not used to. The food, the joie de vivre, you know what I mean? The music, it'd be
when
fun.
I was just deciding between coming here, it was between here and South America. I could still end up going back to South America. I lived in El Salvador for 2 months. I loved it.
Yeah.
The surf, the Latin culture is very cool and mellow. Asia's awesome too, but like, and I speak a little Spanish, so I fit in a little more there. Here I'm such a foreigner. And I'm learning a little Thai, but man, it is challenging versus Spanish. I've lived in California for so long. You just pick up enough. I can get around. Yeah. And I would go days without speaking English and be fine. And where here it's like there's some days where, and it'll get better, but where it can be a little frustrating where I'm like, no one understands what I'm saying.
It can get like that.
I was like, God, I wish I knew Thai more. And but for the most part, it's pretty cool.
But Thais are really accommodating.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
very
They're
nice.
They're so
and
nice.
Bangkok is the most visited city in the world, so they are used to us.
Yes.
So I've noticed a difference being here 7 years, like in the language. People are much more fluent.
Yeah. I think if you lived out in the provinces, it might be a different story.
And again, it's amazing, right? You couldn't do that in Canada. If you went to Canada and you couldn't speak the language, you couldn't It would be very, very difficult.
It'd be-
You can come here and not know anything and still be fine.
I know.
Because the convenience is off the charts.
Yes.
That's why I love Asia.
It's amazing.
You know, because some people who don't know, they just think, you know, oh my God, it's crazy. You live over there. Like, yeah, you can live in Bangkok. Like, it's a city.
It's getting around. Like I took the subway to get here. It's no problem.
Yeah.
Well, as we wrap up here, anything else like that you think about or things? Is there anything you miss, or is there anything you really like here? I don't know. Anything else?
Did I miss? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's NBA playoffs. I miss watching games with my boys. You know what I mean? That's always fun. Those kind of things, little things like that. Like, it's good to get home and just, you know, watch sports with the fellas. Obviously, I miss my family, my nephews. But that's part of it. I mean, I've been doing, you know, I left home at a young age, 18, so I've been doing this. No, man, just steady at it. Just, you know, just trying to do the next thing. And Asia's, I love Bangkok. I mean, I could possibly move, but I'm happy here.
Yeah.
It depends. But like I said, I love to travel. So I'm kind of convincing my wife to maybe go to South America just for something totally different.
Well, let me know if you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's cool.
My friend's moving to Paraguay. He was going to go to Costa Rica, then he looked into Paraguay, and he really broke it down. And he was like, we could sell our house in Vancouver, and from that sale, we could live forever. He's in his 50s in Paraguay, and have $1 Coronas on the beach. They have great tax exemption stuff. Although he looked into it really deep and good, so he's pulling the trigger. He finally told his family, and of course they're all like, "What?"
Yeah, I have a good friend of mine who did that. He just left Chicago. He's in his 50s, and him and his wife are down in Costa Rica. He loves it.
Because people don't know, especially people who like, you know, have kids and they you know, they go that route, right? The house, the kids, the, you know, the fence, the dog with the sweater. You know, like that's a whole different world.
Yeah.
Right. We're in our 50s. We don't have kids. We don't have that.
I know.
So, but if you don't have that, the freedom, you can't even explain to them what that means. Like, you know, and I feel bad for people I know sometimes because I get it. Like, I know a lot of my friends, you know, they work hard and like they would like to have 20 minutes of their day they could sit down and just chill out and like.
I was back and I went to the Final Four. My buddies from college, so I totally relate to like that. I do miss like we're going into the summer. I'm going to miss watching baseball, going to a baseball game with my buddies.
For sure.
But we went to the Final Four in Indianapolis with two of my college friends, and we watched University. It was awesome. And the Final Four I'd never been to. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Even though our team got smoked,
Great
it was a blast. And one of my guys was like, when they're asking me, what's it like living in Thailand? I said, you know, it's really cool and it's different. I go, you know, I'm giving the honest, like there's times I don't have like a bunch of guys that I've known here for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like you're the guy I've known, you know what I mean? Like anyone here, the most I've known them is a year.
Yeah, and I don't even like it that much.
I know, it's brutal. This is horrible.
No, man. That part sucks, but you can't have it all.
You can't have it all.
That's part of it, right?
But my point is, though, one of my guys says, guys got to come out to Asia. And one of them's like, he's like, I'm past the age of come. I'm like, you're in your 50s. You can't get on a plane and see the world.
But I think that's what happens, right? Like, I mean, you have a different kind of motor to us. Like, the older you get, you start getting scared of things.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're like, they can't imagine it. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I've tried to convince so many friends to do the English teaching back when it was a thing, and they thought I was talking crazy shit. And I'm like, it's a great opportunity.
People think I'm nuts when I'm just like, they're like, so you still have a place in LA? I go, no. And I just talked to a friend. I got a place I can crash at. I sold my car, and they're like, what?
Yeah, I was like, it's not dangerous. Bangkok's not dangerous at all.
No.
You could leave all your gear outside. No one will take it. It's great. I mean, my hometown is more dangerous than Bangkok in terms of proximity.
And the thing is, too, like my buddy that moved to Costa Rica made a great point to me. He goes, Graham, because I was like, I don't know. I was debating. He goes, go to Asia, live there for 6 months, live there for a year. If after a year you hate it, come back.
That's another thing, too. You don't have to live there forever.
No.
Like, you can always change your mind.
Yeah.
Asia's a good buzz, guys. It's a really good buzz. I mean, Malaysia's a great place to live. It's cheap. Indonesia's a great place. Vietnam's amazing. Vietnam's killing it right now.
That's my next stop.
Everybody's moving to Vietnam. They say tens of thousands from the West. And Vietnam's awesome. Obviously, other countries too, they're more expensive, but like Japan's, Tokyo's incredible.
Yeah.
These kind of cities. But it's just limitless adventure. I love it.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a certain kind of brain, like we do. Like I just like that. Like when I'm home, I kind of know what my day's going to be. I kind of know there's no real surprises. It is what it is, right? I'll get my half shitty coffee from the place, right? And
Can I have a half shitty?
Yeah, can I have a half shitty coffee? And I'm going to go talk to my friend. We're going to talk about when we were in high school.
Yeah.
You know, right? But here, you never know. Every day is kind of different, and I love that.
Yeah.
Gives me a buzz.
That's cool. Well, thanks, dude. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. We'll be interviewing more people. Why'd you leave? I just like hearing everybody's story. So thank you so much.
Kapkan crap.
Indie crap.
Nah.